Hello desert travelers, I wish to invite you to the Sultan's quest. Hello lovely bookworms, I'm Esmay from Paradise of Pages on Instagram and also on Twitter, and welcome to the 2023 announcement for DesertAthon. I can't believe the 4th year has rolled around. We've been doing this for 4 years and we're once again back in the month of May to read desert books, or at least one of them. If there is one person out there who reads one more desert book because of me, I'm a happy camper. So this year we're doing it a little bit differently. So the last 2 years we've done a board, and I know that I have asked if I should do a board again, but I thought we'd do it a little bit differently. I personally got in this idea by one of my amazing co-hosts, which I will get to in a little bit, but this year we are doing a map and we're doing routes or routes or whatever you want to call them, and I'm going to be telling you a story. So we're getting to one of our final spots by going through a beautiful story. So it might not be as interesting as it might sound, but I have 2 other storytellers with me who are going to be your team leaders, because there's going to be 3 teams. Each team will have a special prompt or a special ability, kind of. That's before we actually get into any of the prompts and the map. Let's just go over my amazing co-hosts. This year we're going to do it a little bit differently, and we're going to have 3 teams. We're going to have merchants, assassins, and wanderers. So these 3 teams actually all have a different host. One of them is going to be hosted by me and 2 others by 2 of my amazing friends. So let me introduce them to you. So the first one, the merchants. So if you choose to be a merchant, you will have none other than Mariana from Lucifer's Library as your leader, as your storyteller. And I am beyond excited that she wants to jump on this bandwagon with me. She also has figured out most of the idea. I did the execution and she came with the idea to do a map with different regions. And so that is what we're doing this year. So thank you, Mariana, for giving me this idea, and thank you for allowing me to use it. I hope that I've put it into a beautiful map which you can be proud of. So Mariana is gonna be my first host, which I'm so excited for. The second one, of course, for assassins, cannot be anyone but my partner in crime, Femke. I immediately asked Femke if she wanted to be my team leader, one of my storytellers. She's my right hand, she is my best friend, so assassins is gonna be Femke. And then finally, the wanderers, the one with the heads in the clouds, is gonna be me. I'm gonna be the team leader for the wandering team. That said, those are your teams, and I am beyond excited to show you what we've done with the map, or what I've created for this year. I'm gonna move to the side, so I'm gonna show you the map that I have created. I'm beyond excited. So there's 2 things that you can do with this. There are 2 different routes, but I thought I would go over all of the places first before we go into the long and the short route. So we're actually gonna start at the resting place. We have found ourselves in the desert, we're exhausted, but we need to get going and get on the Sultan's quest. Our final destination for this journey to go on the Sultan's quest is to go to Sunfall, because in Sunfall you will find the desert book of your dreams, and that is exactly what the Sultan wants. He's in dire need of a good tale, and so you are quested, you are asked to go and find the book of his dreams, and you'll find that in Sunfall. So some of the locations that you can find on this map, and some of them that you can visit, first and foremost is the dig site. Because at the dig site there's a couple of interesting artifacts that you need to find in order to continue. So that is one of your destinations, or one of the destinations that you could potentially end up with. Next up we have the bazaar on the map. You need extra supplies to continue your journey, and you can find those at the bazaar. Then we have the wasteland, which no clue what you'll find there. Next to the wasteland, you will have the oasis, and we all need a little bit of respite from the busy stress of traveling in the desert. The hot sun bearing on your face, the scalding heat, before we continue on. Then another location that you can find is the shrine. There might be some different things at the shrine, who knows, but a shrine is definitely a place that you can visit. Then we have ruins on the map. Who knows what is buried beneath all of that sand. And then right at the end is Sunfall, and that's going to be your final prompt. So I'm going to show you the map of the two different routes that you can take. So I'm going to start with the short one. The short one actually has 4, and you have to complete all the prompts on your route in order to finish the readathon, and you have to finish Sunfall, so that is one of the destinations. So with the short route, you actually start the resting place, and then you go to the dig site. You go from the dig site to the oasis, and from the oasis you go to the shrine, which will be your 3rd, and then all the way to the home stretch, and you go to Sunfall. So that is the short route. And then for the long route, you will have 7 prompts. As the month progresses, I will be having 3 more bonus prompts for you to fill if you have quite quickly on finished all 7 of your books. I know that 7 is a lot, hence why I made the 4-book one. So with the long route, you actually start with the resting place, just with the other one. We then go to the dig site, we go to the wasteland. From the wasteland, we go to the oasis. The oasis, we go to the bazaar. Then we travel the seas and we go to the shrine. From the shrine, we go to the ruin. And then from the final bit, we go to Sunfall. And that will be all 7 of your prompts completed. That said, let's just immediately go into the prompts because I haven't shown you those yet. So I'm going to follow the long route because those will have all of the prompts. And the first one is dig up an old book. So for the dig site, you will have to read a book that you've had for quite a long time. I think this is the perfect opportunity to knock one of those long time TBR books off of the list, which is definitely something that I'm going to do. And that was going to be your first prompt. As for the wastelands, you're going to be very far outside of your comfort zone. And so you will have to read a book that is outside of your comfort zone. This can just be a genre that you don't read, a form of media that you don't read. It could be an audiobook if you never listened to an audiobook, or just anything that is outside of your comfort zone. It could be a small book, could be an adult book, could be a young adult. It could be whatever you want it to be, as long as it's outside of your comfort zone or something that you don't usually read. Then next up, we're going to the oasis, and that's just a little bit of a respite from the journey. And so with this one, you actually are able to read a comfortable book. So a book that you're just in the mood for, you know that it's going to be, you could even be a 5-star prediction, just something that you know is going to sit right with you, and something that you're really, really going to enjoy. Then we are going to the bustling bazaar, and you're going to be reading a quick book. This can be a book that you think you will read quickly because it's a manga, or it's a graphic novel, or just a shorter book, or just in general a book that you think you can knock off quickly. It could also be a huge young adult, or a huge middle grade, or huge adult if you think you can quickly finish that off. And so that is the bustle of the bazaar. Then we're going to the shrine, and shrines are clouded in beauty, and so this has to be a book with a beautiful cover. It can be whatever you want as long as it has a beautiful cover. Then we're going to the ruins, and considering there's a lot of history in these ruins, you're going to have to read a book that has lore or mythology in it. It can be as slim or as much as you want it to be, as long as there's a sliver of that in there. And then of course, for a final home stretch, we go to Sunfall to find the desert book of our dreams. And of course that has to be a desert read, and that is going to be the final prompt for this readathon. I'm gonna go to the middle again. The map went away. I have to say that none of the books have to be a desert read apart from the final book. It is of course going to be preferable if you read desert vibe books, because we are doing DesertAthon, but you don't have to. You can read whichever book you want to read as long as the final prompt is a desert vibe read or desert read. Other than that, you can do whatever you want to do. So that said, I did say that you can have a little bit of a perk. For the first one, the merchant, you can actually sell a prompt, meaning that you can use one of the prompts twice. What does that mean? So you read the amount that is on your route, but say for example you don't like the uncomfortable or the book outside of your comfort zone one, but you do like the Oasis one, you can read a comfortable book twice. This enables you to read a bit more of what you want to read. I feel like all of the prompts are quite generic and quite open, which is something that I generally enjoy in readathons, because I don't want reading to be difficult. I want reading to be fun. It's all about reading together. And so selling a prompt means that you can basically use a prompt twice and replace one that you don't like. If you're part of the assassin team, you can stab the problem, and that means that if you don't like a prompt, just stab them, and you can choose a random one from the list. So say you want to read a desert book twice, but you don't want to go to the dig site and you don't want to read an old book, just stab that and choose whichever one you like from the list. And then for my team, the Wanderers, you can satisfy your curiosity and you are able to create your own prompt. This is really nice if there's one of the prompts or just a spot that you don't really like, so you're just going to replace it and make your own prompt. There's no rules, no limitations, you can do whatever you like. I think that all 3 of the perks will help you in some form of way. I think all 7 of the prompts, if you're even doing 7, if you're doing 4, I think it should be quite easy to figure out books that you really want to read. This is everything about the readathon. I think it is quite straightforward. It's not the most difficult. I will put a link down below where you can find the graphics for the maps and the map in general without a route on it, so you can use it whichever way you like. I'm also going to be making some templates for your reading, so one for the long, one for the short route, just so you can put all the books there if you want to. As usual, there is going to be reading sprints, live shows. We're going to be doing all kind of interactive things. The Twitter is still live, I will link that down below. There's going to be Discord. The Discord is already open, and then once this is uploaded, I will make sure that the Discord channel for this round will also be opened, so you actually get to choose your team. Do let me know down below which team you're using. If you've come up to this part of the video, just comment a little cacti emoji. That's going to be fun, I think. That said, something that's also going to be down below is the Twitter I think I mentioned, so the Discord. I will also put down below a link for the Google Drive where you can find all of the graphics. And then lastly, there is going to be a tracker for the books. We're going to be doing an average of either pages or books. I'm leaning towards pages, but do give me your input on what I should do, and it's definitely going to be an average because that's just a lot more fair. That said, I want to thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to our channel and press the little bell icon so you can post notifications every single time that we post. And I think that is it for now, and I hope to see you all in the next one, and I hope to see you all during DesertAthon. Bye!